Hello everyone, good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, wherever you are. My name is Aline Novais. I'm a PhD student at the Valongo Observatory in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. And today I'm going to be talking to you about my work in exoplanet atmospheric retrievals. This work is developed with my advisor Luan Gazi, also from the Valongo Observatory, and with collaborators Chloe Fisher and Kevin Hang from the University of Bern in Switzerland. So first of all, I want to tell you how do we study these exoplanet atmospheres. And as you probably know, when you have a planetary transit, so when the planet passes in front of its star, a small fraction of the starlight passes through the atmosphere of the planet and it will interact with the molecules and the compounds there. And so when we observe it, this will generate what we call a transmission spectrum. So here's an example of a transmission spectrum with the theoretical spectrum is the gray and the observed spectrum is the green. So from this spectrum we can obtain some planet properties, for example, the temperature profile, the chemical composition, and the atmospheric circulation as well. Unfortunately, it's not that simple to obtain an exoplanet atmospheric spectrum. So we worked with a 38 exoplanet sample, which were previously analyzed by Fisher and Hang 2018. So these 38 were all that was available at the time. These 38 planets were all observed by Hubble's Wide Field Camera 3, and more specifically in the near-infrared region, which covers this wavelength. So now I'm going to tell you a bit about how the atmospheric retrieval works. So here we have this spectrum from Hubble, so the red dots are from Hubble, for the planet WASP-12b. And throughout this presentation, I'm going to be showing you results only for WASP-12b, although we have a 38 planet sample. Okay, so to this spectrum, we apply an atmospheric model. In our case, we use Helios T from Fisher and Hang 2018, which is based on a Bayesian method called nested sampling. And the thing about nested sampling is that it allows us to compare models, as I'm going to show you in a few slides. And like I told you, by applying this model, we can obtain some planet parameters. So these are the first results from Fisher and Hang 2018 for the planet WASP-12b. In the top right corner, you can see the spectrum. Again, in red is the Hubble data, and in black and blue is the modeled spectrum. And you can see they retrieved 4 parameters in this case. So the temperature, the water abundance, although they could have retrieved abundance for other molecules, such as ammonia and hydrogen cyanide. They also retrieved the opacity of the cloud and the reference pressure. So the first part of our work was trying to insert new parameters to the model and its uncertainties. So we inserted the radius of the star, the planet's surface gravity, and the abundance of another molecule, which was methane. And we wanted to know if and how would this insertion of new parameters affect the retrievals. So these are our results. We applied 9 different models to each one of the 38 planets, and the models are listed there. And you can see the number of parameters that each model works with by the side, it's the number in parentheses. And you can see there's a hierarchy to these numbers. So when you go down this list, you have a more complex model, let's just say that. And as I told you, the nested sampling approach allowed us to compare these models. So we compared the Bayesian evidence. So the model that had the highest Bayesian evidence was considered the best model. So in our case, the cloud-free model was the best one. But as you can see, in Fisher and Hang 2018, they found that the gray cloud model was the best one for them. So these are our results for WASP-12b for the cloud-free model, which was the best one in our work. And you can see we retrieved 5 parameters. So the temperature, the abundance of water, the reference pressure, and the 2 new parameters, which were the star radius and the planet gravity. The star radius and the planet gravity agree with the priors, which are the black Gaussian lines. And you can see there is a correlation between the star radius and the pressure, but we still don't know the nature of this correlation. So just for comparison, I show you again the results from Fisher and Hang 2018. They used the gray cloud model, which was the best one for them, and they retrieved 4 different parameters, which were the temperature, the water abundance, the reference pressure, and the opacity of the cloud. So comparing these results, we have that from a 38 exoplanet sample, 26 of these exoplanets have the same best model from Fisher and Hang 2018, but 12 of them have a different best model compared to Fisher and Hang 2018. And the second part of our work is trying to implement a non-isobaric isothermal approach to the model, in which the opacity varies with pressure, as you can see in the optical depth integral. But we're not finished yet, there's still some work to do, and this is why I'm going to show you the preliminary results. So these are our first results for WASP-12b. As you can see, there's still some work to do. We, for example, haven't applied Rayleigh scattering or CIA to the model, so this implies in a spectrum a little bit different. And there are some inconsistencies too, for example, in the star radius value and the correlation I just showed you before. For the future, we intend to continue working on this non-isobaric approach and, if possible, include new exoplanet spectra. And all this will be featured in Novais et al., which is in prep at the moment. And while the expectations for James Webb are really high, and we wish to obtain a lot of new spectra with higher resolution, and so this way we want to apply a supervised machine learning technique to automate the analysis. So this was a little bit about my work. If you need more information or you want to contact me, this is my email and my social media accounts. I'm really active on Twitter. And yeah, you can reach me at any time. And I look forward to your questions. Thank you and have a good day.